disappointed that somebody would do this, basically. Although I'd say I've received a lot of positive messages. Last month it'll be on camera.
I was appalled to learn this morning about the heinous and cowardly attack that took place at our Jewish synagogue here in Fredericton. What makes the act even more heinous is the fact that it happened on a day when the world is marking International Holocaust Remembrance Day. I want to get the message out here very clearly today that we support our Jewish community, and we are working with local law enforcement, the Fredericton City Police, to offer any assistance that may be required in apprehending the individuals that carried out this cowardly attack. And there's no place in New Brunswick for anti-Semitism, and it will not be tolerated.
If everybody approves. With a wagon like this, tactical gear, energy guns. It could be in any prison in the UK. If everybody approves.
Our generation needs to remember, but also to act. We need to remember what happened and act to preserve the truth. For centuries, blood libels fueled anti-Semitism that gave birth to the monstrous Nazi ideology. We hoped that the lesson of the Holocaust has been learned. Yet today, on the eve of the International Holocaust Day, we are astonished by accusations of genocide used against the Jewish state while we fight for our existence and the security of the free world. My wife's uncle, Dima Levin, was 4 years old when he was betrayed by a neighbor in a Belarusian village and burned alive with his grandparents. We see international organizations silent while Israeli babies are kidnapped and Israeli women raped. The civilized world must speak out. Our generation, dear friends, should tell the difference between good and evil. Oppose evil in streets, parliaments, universities. Do not put up with the slogan "from the river to the sea," which is a call to perform a second Holocaust. Without the values, culture, and science created by the Jewish people for thousands of years, civilization needs to be protected. Today, the generation of our children fights jihadi barbarism. On Simchat Torah holiday, the 7th of October, we saw what one day of the Holocaust might look like. Women, men, people, old people, children, and babies were shot, mutilated, burned alive. Survivors were kidnapped. 136 hostages are still held by Hamas terrorists and must be released immediately. Described this place. We say hunger or fatigue, fear and pain. But here, all these are different. A straight line connects Nazi ideology to genocidal jihadism. Both drove from the darkness of the Middle Ages. Both terrorized by despicable brutality. Both use anti-Semitism and xenophobia to destroy the free world. Both lie as they breathe. סור מרע ועשה טוב, בקש שלום ורודפהו. Turn away from evil and do good.
Imagine that we are already in Auschwitz, and my father went in one direction, I went in the other direction. I survived. My father was one of the people gassed probably that day. The Holocaust happened because of hatred of others. Let's be clear about that, particularly Jews, okay? So we're number one on the hit list. But, you know, there are other people on the hit list also, Muslims and Indians and others and others. We're in a very dangerous time on this planet.
10 years on, had to wear it on the side of where your heart is. I think, for me personally, but maybe not only for me, but for others too, the idea to survive, the idea to figure out some ways to continue living. Children don't want to die. Children want to stay alive.